Captain's Log, Adaeeure, Part 9. We've been grinding away on the ship. We've finally finished said ship, and I now want to give a little tour around. It took me several hours to finish putting this all together. I've rounded off corners, I've made things, look... I mean, it doesn't look amazing, but I quite like it. But yeah, it took me a very long time to finish putting all this together. I don't think there's any ammo in at the moment, so they're targeting things, but they're not actually shooting things. But we've got a flak turret and projectiles on the side. Got directional thrusters in all directions. Obviously got our big engine back here. You can see the lights from the grow beds through there. In places like here, there's, like 4 blocks of steel between that and the inside, whereas here there's like 1 block. So if I do get into a firefight and lose my shields, there are going to have some holes put in it, but everything of value has got like 3 layers of steel covering it. So I'm hoping that'll be alright. I'm also hoping it's going to be light enough, because thinking about it now, I've got so much steel on this thing, I haven't actually looked at how much it weighs, or tried. I put fuel in it, which is why everything's turned on, but I haven't actually tried to take off yet. Haven't sat in the cockpit, but I'm probably going to put a couple more turrets in here, hence why it's still open. And then obviously cockpit around the front, and then we've got our drill and our 2 rocket launchers that I can control. All of these turrets are autonomous unless you're sitting in a seat and you control them through the control panel, but these are controlled by me directly from the cockpit. But we go to our boarding ramp. We can see I finished up the grow plots. There's nothing growing in at the moment, but it is all fully ready to go. I thought they were damaged blocks for a second. Put our shield generator, warp drive, gravity generator, scanner there. That's the proper hover bike. Obviously the Ventress there. That's just the door, as always. And then we come through here. We've done some fencing off around here, so we've got, obviously, this is our engineering block, and our most sort of secure room. And then through here we've got the cockpit. Also got just around a bit of deco down. Single cargo pallet. If we go to here, I've got an ammo controller, regular controller, ore and wood controller, and then I don't know what that cargo box. Oh, that's the cargo box in the that's just sat in the main what do you want to call it? Hangar. So I'm going to break that down, and then this cargo box is going to be used for things like output, and then the container controller is going to be the one that I put all the resources and stuff into that this gets hooked up to. And then the food processor is hooked up to the fridge. So if we come up top, we have our living quarters, we've got shower, we've got our med bays, we've got our wardrobe for kind of vaguely important things, bed, TV. TV does nothing, but aesthetically I like it. And then we've obviously got the fridge over here, and a nice view out of our big open cockpit, and a little railing. And then if we go all the way up to the top, we come out through these double doors here, and we're out on top. So I'm going to be able to land another small vessel up here. That's the artillery turret, so that's the big gun, fires big rounds. And then a couple more projectile and a rocket turret on top. But aside from that, that is pretty much my ship. Obligatory screenshot time. But yeah, we've just done a quick harvest of. That's gonna hurt. That really hurts. But yeah, we're gonna gather some final resources together, just in terms of food and medical supplies, and then we're going to be going into space. And our first objective will be to go. What did we say we were going to go? We were going to go here. So let's lock that target. It'll probably unlock by the time that I I get out into space and I'll have to find it again, but there we have it. Charmingund? Shamingund? I don't know. The buds grow really quickly, it's dope. I guess it's kind of good because you only get like 1 from each. Whereas things like pumpkins, you get 8 veg. But yeah, we'll be back when we're ready to fly. That should now be everything, and we should be good to go. I say now everything. I knew there were things that I'd forgotten to do, but I've crafted a couple of teleporters, and we're going to put one... I don't want it blocking anything, but this thing also sucks a huge amount of power, so I'm not going to have it turned on. So if I go to devices, and we're missing an O2 tank, but don't need an O2 tank, repair console, teleporter, we turn that off, it means that it's not going to be sucking power, and hopefully the base won't drain as quickly. But it means that we can teleport to it. But it means that if we teleport to it, we can't then teleport out of it again and have it turn off. So that's there more or less as a failsafe. I don't really plan on using it. It occurred to me last minute thinking I should probably whack down some teleporters just in case. But that's pretty much everything. So we've got food, we've got resources, we've got survival equipment, we've got fuel. I finished crafting up the rest of these plants, so let's quickly whack down some plants. We've got those, what are they, corn? So corn just for wheat, it's not a necessity, but it's good to have. Then these are going to be our protein plants, or what's going to give us protein. These are going to give us the fruit. And then here we've got... These are going to give us veg. We'll put one of the spice there. This thing's going to give us spice. And then this is going to give us plant fibres. And that should now be everything. We've got a little bit more space. What am I forgetting? Buds. And then this, I'll put the buds over in the corner because they're quite big. But that is now everything that I need in order to create, aside from purified water, obviously, which I can get elsewhere. This is everything I need to create ration packs, minus the corn. The corn's just, I mean, I've got so much of it. Should probably turn some lights on. There you go, that's our little grow operation. Should probably also turn the oxygen on. I don't think I've got any oxygen in the tank yet, so... Put all of that in. Turn the oxygen on. Now in theory, these should now be growing. Yeah, sprout. Sweet, well, there we go. We're not going to be decompressing anytime soon, so we might as well fill that up again. We're going to go to here, we're going to whack in some pentaxid. The rest of it I'm going to put into... Don't want to have it all in the tank, because if the tank gets destroyed, then it's just floating somewhere in space. So I like to have just the reserves of fuel in here. If we go to container controller, put that in there, put that in there. Go to the fridge. I made some of this wine because I've never made wine before. Turns out it's quite good for health and stamina, so I'm thinking I might actually try some in combat and see, or you know, just while I'm running around and see how it does. But also, I remember seeing that you can sell them to one of the traders, and so I quickly want to go and pop over there, just to see whether it's worthwhile selling them, because it's only like 2 berries and 1 purified water to make, so it's really not a lot to make. Yeah, 1 berry, 1 water, so it's not a mission to make that. But once again, I'm rambling. And we need to get going, because I'm putting off the inevitability of flying this thing because I haven't actually flown it yet. So I don't know whether it will fly. But thrusters on. Might as well charge the shield whilst we're here. Okay, vertical takeoff is very slow. Right, hang on a minute. So I can turn left super quick. Turning right, however... Why is that? Why does it... Okay, that's interesting. Because that, I can spin. That's... Alright, just for context, because obviously you can't see my mouse mat. This is the very left of my mouse mat. Across, sorry, the very right of my mouse mat to across to the left of my mouse mat, so it's almost a full circle. And then at the same speed in the back, in the opposite direction. That's back to the right hand side of my mouse mat. So I don't know why we can turn that way super fast. Up and down isn't great either. Why is left just super fast? Right. Oh, well, we rocket forwards. Braking is... it's alright, it's not terrible. Strafing, again, not great. Because, I mean, this is all just medium thrusters that are giving us all of this speed. Down's pretty quick, though. Which is weird, because I've only got like 4 thrusters. But obviously forward's super fast, because we've got that huge engine on the back. Yeah, I'm gonna have a quick fiddle actually and see what I can do about this turning, because I don't really fancy just turning left constantly. That seems like a massive pain in the arse. So I think we'll quickly throw some RCSs down, see if that makes any difference. And if that doesn't, then... well, I will have to have a further think. Come on, turn left. That's what you need to do. Sorry, turn right. Right, I think I figured it out. I think it was... oh, power's off, that's one. I think it was I didn't have enough vertical thrust, not vertical thrust, I didn't have enough thrust on the left-hand side of my ship, because if we have a look, I've just put some small thrusters on the other side, because all of the, like, I mean, I'm not great with maths, but I think if the center point of this ship is the pivot, and all of the force is coming through from that right-hand engine there, yes, it turns that way really easily, but when it was trying to turn the other way, i.e. this way, with that central point still at a pivot, there was no thrust pushing it in that direction, so I needed to counter it. I like the idea of having all my engines on one side, but it turns out for turning it doesn't work that well. I threw down a couple of RCSs as well, so it's a little swifter, but I mean, it's still not perfect, but it's better than it was. So, yeah. First things first, let's quickly go and find that trader. But it's quite gnarly that you can just sort of sit here. It's a nice view. I don't want to fall off though, because that will kill me. And... oh, actually, that's a good shout. That's a good idea. I don't think I've got a clone chamber in here yet. No, I don't. Right, let's quickly make a clone chamber. Oh no, I need to go into that thing. Activate turrets. That does look kind of baller. But yeah, on the front there I've got my 2 rocket turrets and the drill, mining laser. But that's kind of it. This is now going to be home. I've called it the Excalibur. Don't know why, I just liked the name. Seemed fitting at the time. Just about to overshoot where we want to go. Now this is the interesting thing, because I don't think I'm going to have as much braking power as I have forward thrust, so I need to start to be a little more gentle with my incomings into stations and planets. Not that there's collision damage yet, but I fully anticipate and hope that at some point in the future collision damage will be added into this game, and then obviously when that happens I want to be in the right frame of mind for that, otherwise I will just wreck everything I own. Oh, we land on the one side that doesn't have a door. Nice. But we've just come here to just see what this wine does for us. See what it does in terms of selling. I'm pretty positive it's this geezer, or either of these geezers. So we can sell it for 21. I mean, again, early game, it's probably a good way to get money, but I'm not going to really bother with. I'll keep 5. Put 5 on my toolbar. And we'll drink them at some point and see whether they're any good. I don't know whether there's any intoxicating effects to them, so we'll experiment with that one. Yes. Scan, see what we've got going on around us, but I think, where did I want to go? I wanted to go to the next system over, which has probably lost its marker already, so let's just fly towards this asteroid, see what this is, whilst I lock in Chaming, Chamigund? Chamigund? I'm going to say Chamigund. We're going to lock that target in. And we'll go there. Scan that. No, it's not going to show up. I'm intrigued to see what this asteroid is now, and also kind of want to try out the new drill. Totally obliterate this. Obliterate this asteroid. So. Cobalt, not a bad one. Ironically, I kind of want iron in that lot at the moment because I've taken a lot of the rarer materials with me, but I didn't bother taking a lot of things like iron and copper and silicon with me, so I actually, for probably the first time ever, actually want to find some of the more basic resources. But this isn't going to be particularly manoeuvrable. But come on, break. I mean, look at the damage that does, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is no gently forwards. That big engine just throws you. Oh, yeah. I'm going to need to do something about that because there's going to be a time where I want to gently inch forwards. And it's not going to be possible. I also do need to put some spotlights on it because I can't see anything. This is just a black. I mean, there's that bit's vaguely blacker than the rest of it, so I'm going to assume that that's the cobalt. But yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's quickly make a couple of spotlights. Got to take the shield down. One there. One on the other side there, maybe. Meh, it's better than it was. Not at a great angle, but